Again, please help us welcome Rishi of goBazzinga. Hi, Rishi. How are you?
I am pretty good. Thank you so much, Modern
Hey
Mulan and Apin
Rishi.
Crypto, for the kind welcome. Hi, guys.
We are so excited to have you here, Rishi. Now, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do in goBazzinga?
Sure. I'm the co founder and CEO of goBazzinga. And this is my fifth venture now, second in the blockchain space.
Oh,
Before
wow.
this venture, yeah, so before this venture, I have also been a part of tokenization of real estate venture. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we were dividing big real estate parts into small, uh, tokens backed by NFTs, which we were selling
Oh, that's
on a
interesting.
marketplace. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is my second venture now, wherein we are trying to help people monetize their time while getting entertained on social media. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll just delve a bit deeper about that. But before that, I have done my MBA and traveled across 35 odd countries across the globe. So I'm really fond of traveling. Started off my
Interesting.
career as a software engineer, worked across a couple of US-based software companies. So have a lot of experience in software sales, social media, and startups. So
Mm-hmm.
that is more or less, what my background is.
That's so good to hear from you. And I love that you are really immersed not only in this space, and not only in the metaverse or the online space, but also
Yeah,
outside. You being, traveling to different countries,
yeah.
knowing what people like, knowing their cultures, and just basically what people look for in projects. Now, speaking of which, can you give us a sneak peek of goBazzinga and what we can expect from it?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. And I think that all of our viewers have a bit of surprise also because coming week we'll be launching the new platform that we have just been building in a stealth mode over the last 2 to 3 odd months. So we'll just give
Mm-hmm.
a short glimpse of how the new platform will look. But before that, we'll start with the old platform so that people understand what is the difference between moving from goBazzinga version 1 to goBazzinga version 2. So I think I'll just share my
Nice.
screen and have showcase everybody the first version of the platform that we had built at goBazzinga.
Go ahead, Rishi. Thank you.
Sure.
Perfect.
I think you
Here.
have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you are viewing my screen. This is the first version that we had. We had launched this 4 to 5 months back now. We have more than 10,000 users on the platform, and then you see, a lot of people uploading a lot of content, different kind
Mm-hmm.
of content, on social media. So this was a challenge-based platform wherein you could start a short video challenge by pressing on this button, create challenge, and then people can participate in a challenge by opening up the challenge, and then subsequently if the challenge is live they would have a participate now button at the
Oh,
end, and then
yeah.
Nice.
yeah, and if they win a challenge by getting maximum number of upvotes, which is a like, essentially you receive tokens from the platform. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
so
how.
fun.
Yeah, so it was basically that you start a short video challenge, people participate in that short video challenge by putting up their own videos for the same, and
Mm-hmm.
then basis the number of upwards, people who win, they receive some number of tokens from the platform. So this
Mm-hmm.
was the first version, and the feedback that we got from our 10,000 users was that people wanted to have a platform which looks and behaves like something like a TikTok, but has all the
Mm-hmm.
benefits of the decentralized social media. So
Yeah.
this is now what we have built, which this is a new version which will be just coming in a really short
Next
span
week.
of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
nice.
yeah.
Looks so
So
much
this
better, I
is.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this has your wallet functionality. This has your leaderboard, again, something similar wherein you can win tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this has uh, camera functionality also. So basically, I have all these filters that you can,
Oh,
change
wow.
and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
can
you
they
have
use
these
this?
timers. Yes, they
On
would be able
desktop
to.
and on your
Yeah,
phone,
yeah.
right?
You are
Oh,
looking at
wow.
my desktop right
Mm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and then you can also log in through internet identity or Google via NFID. So
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever you are comfortable with, and then
Yeah.
subsequently you can also play a game which we have built, which is called Hot or Not on a video.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, while you see the once the video loads, yeah. So you have these two buttons, which is a hot or a no.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You can put your tokens and bet against the video, wherein most of the people, if in an hour, for example, this video now will last for 50 minutes. So in an
Mm-hmm.
hour, if most people vote in the same direction that you voted, whatever tokens you have bet, you will receive 2x the same tokens. So which means if you bet 100 tokens and you selected hot, if most of the people said hot in the next 50 odd minutes, you will receive 200 tokens.
Oh,
So
Nice.
yeah,
I
that's
so
such
love
an
it.
interesting
essentially,
concept. How did you conceptualize this? What made you say,
oh
"Oh, we need to
yeah,
make like a TikTok but
yeah,
a
yeah,
decentralized version?"
yeah. So there's a long story behind that. So since I have traveled a lot of countries, and
Mm-hmm.
this is my fifth startup, I have practically been spending a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
on social media for marketing our previous ventures.
Yeah. Oh, I think
Wait.
na-exit siya.
Oh, really? Ah, talaga?
Oo.
Okay.
Sabi ko, may
Sayang.
ano ba, oo nga eh, na ano lang, parang patikim lang sa inaano niya guys.
Na-miss
Tinitingnan niya kung
ako.
alive and kicking pa tayo, no? So ito sabi ni Sian, I agree with Modern Warlang so much better. Di ba mas maganda kasi yung gano'ng interface wherein
Yeah.
scroll ka lang na scroll, no? I'm not sure kung na-feel nyo na to yung parang scroll ka ng scroll and then akala mo 5 minutes pero 1 hour na pala. So yeah, ito na
Yes.
yung guest natin. Ayan.
Ayan.
Hi Rishi, welcome back.
Hi,
Hi,
Rishi.
apologies. Yeah,
Welcome
I
What
back.
think I
happened?
got disconnected.
That's
Okay, that's
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
yeah. So this is so essentially we were spending a lot of time on social media for marketing our other ventures, and also at the same
Mhm,
time while you are traveling, I used to use a lot of public transport. You look at
mhm.
people; they're always scrolling,
Yeah.
videos on their phones, so be
Oh,
it
yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, and then we
Mhm.
started researching, and we found out that more than 3 billion people all across the globe, so half of the world's population, spends 2 hours daily on social media,
Oh, that's
just
a
Yeah.
lot.
scrolling social media, just
Mm.
scrolling. So
Yeah.
the point is that out of these 3 billion people, only 50 million are creators. So which means there's only a
Mm.
minute fraction of people who are able to create content and be able to earn money while using these social media platforms. The rest of the
Mhm.
people, 2.95 billion people all across the globe, are just putting in their time and attention, but not
Yeah.
being able to earn any kind of monetary rewards for the same.
Mhm.
And I personally was also doing the same. I was spending 2 to 3 hours daily,
Oh,
not just
yeah.
because of my, yeah.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty.
Mm.
Yeah.
True. So I myself was doing that, and I was just hoping that why can't I earn money for just scrolling content? Why do I have to become
Mhm.
a creator, which also obviously takes a lot of effort? But if you do
Yeah.
not have that creative zeal, then also you are just putting in the efforts, which is my time and attention. But at the end, there was no possibility for me to earn any
Mhm.
kind of financial rewards, and that is where we felt that what if we can bring a new platform to the world wherein they
Dynamic,
can
yeah.
Yeah.
not just
Mhm.
get entertained, but also at the same time be able to earn financial rewards while getting
Mhm.
entertained on social media. And that is where the concept of goBazzinga, we started thinking. It took us 1.5 years to reach here now.
Mhm.
I think we started building last year September. Built a lot of version. This is our third version that we showcased.
Mhm.
The first version was just built on photos, but eventually we realized that people are right now diving
Towards
towards
video.
looking at,
Yeah.
yeah, towards
Yeah.
video content. TikTok has been growing exponentially over the last. Instagram also introduced
Mhm.
Instagram Reels.
Reels. Yeah.
Yeah, and that also just blew off for Instagram. So now more people are watching reels as compared to watching photographs on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
I
with
agree. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so with all this data in place, first we came out with the photo version, then we came up with a video-based version, but then we realized that UI UX is especially one thing which is really important, not in just the Web 2 world, but even in the Web 3 world, and put in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of efforts over the last 2 to 3 odd months to come out with the new version of the app, wherein you can not just watch content, but also you have a chance to earn money while watching content.
Yes.
That's
Earning
such a
tokens and
strong, unique, and a very intriguing concept of it. Because you're right.
Agree.
Right now, we incentivize creators, but if there's an app or there's a way where you can also incentivize consumers, that would be that would have like a huge impact to everyone. Because there's only a very very small percentage, I think, also in the Philippines of creators. So I think
Yeah.
people would
yeah.
appreciate this one.
Yeah.
Now, can you share now like your journey in building goBazzinga on the blockchain, or
Yes.
specifically your journey in building it through through internet
Yeah.
computer?
Yep.
Yeah, I would love to talk about this also because this was also, quite a journey that we had to take last year when we started
Mm-hmm.
building the platform. So obviously we started while exploring different chains on, how we can create a new social media ecosystem wherein, the entire platform is decentralized as compared to again being centralized, because if you are going in the centralized direction, then there were already a lot of platforms which had competition for you. So essentially
Mm-hmm.
we wanted people who are participating in the ecosystem by paying their time and attention to be able to earn or reap rewards for giving out the same, which is participating in the ecosystem. And hence we thought
Mm-hmm.
of creating a truly decentralized platform. So that was our vision, to create a decentralized platform. Now, how do we go about that? So we
Mm-hmm.
started exploring different chains. We started off with obviously something like Ethereum or a level two
Mm-hmm.
chain, a Polygon. Moved on to something like a Cardano, Solana, but then
Mm-hmm.
finalized on ICP primarily because what we understood was that web speed finality was one major thing that
Yeah.
we wanted for most of the transactions which were happening, which are actually happening on a decentralized social media. And the
Mm-hmm.
cost of storage on a chain should be pretty low. Then only you can actually store any kind of content on a blockchain. So
Mm-hmm.
now these were our use cases, that if we had to create a truly decentralized social media, the cost of storage should be the lowest in the
Yeah.
industry. That was one.
Mm-hmm.
Second,
I
the
agree.
scalability should also be pretty high, because you know you can just get from a 10,000 user to 100,000 or a million user in a really short span of time on a social
Mm-hmm.
media platform, which is just not possible in any other segment. Now, to have that scale in place, we wanted a blockchain which could scale horizontally in a really short span of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of other use cases we had, that we wanted all these things from the chain that we chose to build goBazzinga on. And while we had all these things in our mind, we started exploring different chains.
Mm-hmm.
We got our hands on ICP, and that is where we realized that to create a truly decentralized social media anywhere across the globe on any other chain, it is just not possible except ICP, because you can store 1 GB of data for as low as $5 on chain, which currently
Mm-hmm.
is just not possible on any other chain, for now.
That's correct. That's true.
Yeah, so we started exploring ICP, and we realized that this is the chain that we have to build on. Started building the first version,
Mm-hmm.
showcased the version to the entire community, were able to garner a few users, got through the grant program of Internet Computer, and
Mhm.
that is where we also got the teeth of building further on the platform, on the ICP ecosystem, and started hiring a few developers, building
Yeah.
while building the second version of the platform that I just showcased, which was
Mm-hmm.
goBazzinga, the challenge-based goBazzinga. and slowly and steadily the users were rising. There were more use cases that were coming onto the platform, and that is where we thought of now reinventing the entire platform onto our third version, wherein it could just give the same user experience that people are quite used to
Mm-hmm.
today on any other uh, social media platforms.
Yeah.
So we got through the cleanest UI UX possible for social media in Web3, and then whatever functionalities are possible for a Web3 decentralized social media, that also we have put in place in the new version, and
Mm-hmm.
very excited to launch this in the ecosystem coming week.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
also
Rishi,
excited to try it.
yeah, we're very, very excited. Rishi, question. How was your journey learning the Motoko language? You mentioned that you're very familiar with the original or OG or older blockchains like Ethereum and Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
Between the other blockchains, how is Motoko? How was your journey in learning the language?
Yeah. So essentially, we have our CTO who basically takes care of building the platform.
Mm-hmm.
For exploration on building the entire goBazzinga dApp, I think the journey was close to around 2 to 3 weeks, wherein we were able to get our hands on learning Motoko in a really short span of time and get the
Mm-hmm.
app up and running in a span of a month or 1 month and a half.
Wow.
It was a really
Mm-hmm.
short span of time
Yeah.
since
Very
most of
efficient. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so since most of the features that we needed from a level one blockchain were provided by the ICP ecosystem, we
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
had to the infra was there. Now we had to just learn on how to use the infra for the dApp that we
Mm-hmm.
were building. So learning the language, I don't think so. If you're really familiar with other TypeScript languages, it might just take you a couple of weeks or a month, so to say, depending on how fast you
Mm-hmm.
can learn, and from there to building the app another 2 to 3 weeks. So in a really short span of time you can build an entire decentralized app, which currently would not also be possible with the centralized services.
Yeah.
So whatever
Mm-hmm.
time you would take to build your app on any other service, I think ICB would either be a bit faster or equal
Nice.
for building the dApp
Modern
to whatever
Mulan.
dApp you would want to.
Mm-hmm.
We can build
Yeah.
in a month. We can
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
so
on the next AMA we'll be introducing you something that we've built.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
and
Yeah.
that's also good, very good for the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
The more people, the viewers right now, if they just use their creative imagination, just like Rishi and the team go Bazinga, and then think of it, basically moving the Web 2 version of TikTok to a
Mm-hmm.
decentralized version. I mentioned earlier, Modern Mulan, the landscape that we're looking at in 2024, 2025, or in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that actually we're talking right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's also we always mention this, but I think it's just so important to always think ahead of like
Yeah.
what's next, rather than
Yeah.
focusing on what has been or what's settling for what we have right now. It's always about developing or ways on
Yeah.
how to improve, innovate. And I know you are in this for the long run. So next week, a big week for you guys, and I'm sure the entire
Yeah.
year as well.
Yeah.
Now, can you share with us like what can we expect more from goBazzinga maybe next year or in the coming years?
Oh, it's a really long list that we have coming, which would be quite different from the existing social media ecosystems that you have seen, because the possibility
Mm-hmm.
Web3 offers today is just limitless. So
Yeah.
while you are
Yeah.
spending your time on social media, you can get your hands on a lot of other features which the current Web2 ecosystem would not be able to offer. So let's
Mm-hmm.
start with how people could actually use something like a goBazzinga to be able to earn monetary rewards. So whatever videos you are creating on the platform would be in the form of NFTs. So which means
Mm.
that if other people are looking to buy your videos out, or you promoted a uh, company and they really like
Mm.
your video, they can buy that video out
Oh, that's
from you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever you're promoting, you can just go out, promote any other thing with respect to putting out your own videos. Companies can see, whatever content you are creating, and they can directly buy the videos of you. People can
Yeah.
also trade those videos. So which means if I see a celebrity posting a video on the goBazzinga platform, I can buy that video and then subsequently sell that across in
Oh,
the future.
wow. Yeah.
And while it is being sold off, anytime in the future, I also get a bit of reward for
Mm.
buying the video for the first time,
So
initially.
it
So
really is treated
royalty.
as an NFT. Yeah.
Yeah, so all videos are NFTs. All
Yeah.
Mm.
filters would be NFTs. All augmented reality filters, which you can build. So tomorrow you can come in onto a platform. You can create pieces of music which other people can use in their videos. If they're
Mm.
able to earn any kind of financial rewards for that video, you will be getting a part of that because they used the music that you provided.
Oh. Yeah, I
Nice.
think that's also what's lacking on TikTok right now. Because I think aside from the actual video content that you're creating, some also use original audio. But aside from, being trending or
Yeah.
That's
there's
correct.
no other rewards. So usually, Rishi, we ask questions from the audience after the AMA, but I think I saw a couple of questions that are relevant to what we're talking about now. So is it okay if I ask them?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Would
All
love to
right.
answer this.
So this one is from Cian Mercado. What kind of contents are allowed on the platform? Will you be
Oh, that's
censoring?
a good
It's
question.
it's a huge
Yeah,
topic
yeah.
about censorship. So can you
Yeah.
share what are allowed?
Yeah, so essentially, people can put up any kind of video content, but it is moderated by the community. So,
Mm,
which means that while you are using the app, you can also participate in community moderation. And
mm,
if you are voting in the direction that other people are also voting to either take that video piece of content off the platform or to keep it, you earn basically, token rewards for
mm,
doing community moderation. So, which means that goBazzinga as a platform will never retain control on what kind of video content should stay on the platform or should be removed.
mm.
It will be all the users
Oh,
who would
okay.
be
Nice.
participating in the community based moderation, wherein everybody who is a user of the application can vote whether this piece of content should stay or should be removed on the platform. So it's
I
just
Nice.
like a
see.
democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Again, no other social media platforms are doing
Yeah.
that right now. So I hope we answered your question, Tian Mercado. Here's another one. So, still on the topic of content, how will Bazinga face a problem of ownership and copyright infringement of videos and audios?
A good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a pretty good question to have. So, and a tough question to answer as well. So it is not an easy, subject to touch
Yeah,
upon.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm,
It's somewhere
So
down the road.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are again putting in two kinds of engines. An AI layer will first check whether this piece of content. So we would be creating a library of all types of content which currently exists. So basically music content
Mm,
which exists right now.
yeah.
And then subsequently, the AI layer will be checking if the same music content, which is already copyrighted by any other platform, has been
Oh.
used onto the platform. So that is one.
Mm,
The second thing is that the community will also be rewarded for taking or participating while they are moderating content,
Nice.
whether this piece of content has been copyrighted or the ownership of this particular piece of content is not with the relevant owner. So, and
mm,
if we find that if the platform finds, then the community again can take a decision whether to keep that piece of content. And if the same thing is happening with that creator regularly, then the community can also take a decision to remove that creator from the platform. So basically ban that creator from the platform who
oh,
is.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Again,
community
very
will have all
democratic.
the actions.
Mm,
Yeah, very democratic. We as a platform would never have control over anything that is happening. So even if you would
Mm.
want to launch a new feature, again, it will be a voting process wherein you can put up your proposals, and like how it happens in a DAO as of now. So the entire platform will be a DAO wherein you could put up
Yeah.
proposals, say that I would want this feature to be launched on the goBazzinga
Mm.
platform, and if most of the people vote in the direction that you put up your proposal on, essentially that feature gets implemented. So it exactly runs as if it's a democratic country that
Mm.
actually runs
That's
across
a
the
good
globe
point.
today.
Yeah, Rishi, you mentioned with regards to DAO, this is actually what's happening with part of the roadmap of Definity, of course, is the SNS. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
will you be launching the tokens via SNS, and what do you think? What do you think about it?
Yeah, so we consider SNS as the simplest form of implementing tokens for any dApp that you see across all blockchains today, and that is
Mm.
where adoption of the ICP IC ecosystem will also increase tremendously once the SNS launches, because any new developer can come onto the platform and have their tokens launched in a really short span of time.
Mm.
It is
Agree.
exactly like consuming an API from a centralized service that you see. Now, while that comes in, we'll be pretty happy to implement an SNS, because again, this is being created with a lot of opinion coming in from the community. So
Mm.
Yeah.
again, not a single entity which is taking decisions on how the SNS should be implemented. And that is where we really like how the entire platform would be implemented for the dApps to use the same. So yeah, we would be using the standards as soon as they come out, and we are actually waiting for the same. So we'll be doing a token launch when the standards come out.
Nice.
That's so
We'll
good
have
to
you back
hear.
by then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'd
Yeah.
love to have you back when you have like more significant updates to share with the community. So here's
Yeah, would
another
love to.
relevant question, I think, from Mikoy Dimaro. What currency will be used from buying content from the app?
Yeah, again, a really nice question to have. So, obviously, as I just spoke, that we'll be coming up with our own tokens as soon as the SNS is in place by
Yeah.
the IC ecosystem. So, one option will be obviously, goBazzinga tokens.
Yeah.
The second option is that we are also looking at BTC and ETH integration coming into natively into
Mm.
the IC
Yeah.
ecosystem. So
Mm-hmm.
we believe that that would also be a wonderful opportunity for people. In case you own, any Bitcoin or ETH, you can directly come onto our
Nice.
platform,
Oh,
buy
that's
those,
amazing. Yeah.
NFTs, and do whatever you feel like. Move on to, your different wallets that you own,
Mm.
and the freedom will be up to you. We'll not decide that you can only use a specific token, of
Mm.
choice on the platform.
That's
That's
a big
so good to
potential.
hear. Yeah, so it's really for the community, by the community type of app. That's why I think people
Yeah,
are excited about it. Not only the concept of TikTok earning um as a consumer, but
Yeah.
the general if you zoom out, the biggest selling point of this as well is building a very strong community, and them getting to basically decide, because they're the user. They should be able to
they'll be the owners. The
have a
users are the
huge
owners.
say,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The users are the
Exactly.
owners. Yeah,
Mm.
that is what our motto is.
That is really great. Again, very life changing, and there are no platforms yet that are doing that. So to be
Yeah.
very ahead
Yeah.
of the game, it's very exciting times, you guys. So if you are here, congratulations again, whether you're watching this live or during the replay. Let us know in the comment section if you are one of the early birds supporting goBazzinga. We also have their links in the description box. So aside from everything that you have shared, next week is going to be a big week for you guys. Are
Yeah.
there any other, announcements, events that you would like to um, share with us?
Oh, there are a few more things that you would be
Yeah.
seeing on
Please
our
do. Please
social
share with
channels.
us.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of things coming on to our social channels. So I think the
Mm,
links will be there in the description box. So you can just follow
mhm.
us on our Twitter and Discord channels. And we are also going in for a rebranding. So it will not be goBazzinga. The
Oh.
name of the organization will be goBazzinga, but we are coming up with a new name really, really soon. So I think
Oh,
next week
that's
onwards,
fun.
yeah. So again, all these news has been under wraps. So you can just follow our channels to have a look at
Mm-hmm.
what is happening
Yeah.
with the entire platform. And I'm sure that everybody in the ecosystem and the communities outside would love whatsoever we'll come out with the coming week.
Yeah.
Pretty
Uh,
exciting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what Rishi mentioned as well is very critical, because you have a good product, you have a good project with a good roadmap. We really need to push the word out there about the
Mm-hmm.
project, about good projects like goBazzinga. Um, Marketing is very critical. Um, Being able to package it in such a way that the people will be able to understand it and the
Mm-hmm.
advantages of the project of Rishi and team. So yeah, more power to you, Rishi. I believe
Thank
in
you
it.
so much. Yeah,
I
yeah.
do
Thank you
so
so much.
too. Now, I think we've touched on
Do we
the
still have
very strong
questions
points
with
of
the
the
yeah with
projects. Yeah. So, one of the things that also that people also ask about is security. So, in terms of
agree?
security, how can you assure that? And after you answer that, we have a relevant question as well waiting
Yep.
for you here.
Yeah. So the best thing of using the IC ecosystem is that there are a lot of security aspects which are being taken care by the chain itself. So which
Mm-hmm.
means that we are leveraging the smart contract ecosystem that ICP has provided. So which is canisters to be used in the entire platform, wherein whatever data is being stored is stored in smart contracts. We are
Mm-hmm.
not building any kind of outside bridges to any other ecosystem. So while the integration of BTC or ETH happens in the ecosystem itself natively, we would be reusing those again the entire infra that IC provides and subsequently implementing the same
Mm-hmm.
onto our app. So security wise, you would not be able to find a platform which has been able to store the
Yeah,
entire data in a
agree.
decentralized way across the
Mm-hmm.
globe as we speak. Every all the other platforms that you see are mostly Web 2.5, so which means they are using a lot of centralized services and then
Yeah.
putting just their financial transactions onto
Agree.
the smart contracts, and then
Yeah.
using a
Mm-hmm.
lot of bridges to connect with other chains. We do not have any
Mm-hmm.
kind of bridges. All our data, even the video content, even the front end, is being stored on smart contracts. So it's practically you can just imagine
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just imagine everything, even a single piece of code on the app that you see on goBazzinga platform will be stored in a smart contract on chain. So the
Oh
security
wow,
will be
that's so cool.
foolproof, which the world has never seen, until date.
Mm.
So quite a
Yeah,
few
because
cool things we are doing, I think.
security is so important. That's really one of the things that you should be or users should be really looking into before using an app because there are so many news about
Yeah.
data being
Yeah.
sold or leaked. So it's really nice
Yeah.
to hear that how you're going about the security of your users. So here's
Yeah.
one from Kurisu in terms of like bots, dummy accounts. How will they be restricted and how will that look like? How will you like identify? Is there like
Yeah. It's a
eh,
good question.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
regarding
The
restriction?
Again, a
bots.
tough thunder.
You cannot
Mm.
avoid it. You cannot avoid
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, everywhere you go, there are gonna be
There
bots
are a
and
lot of bots.
dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are two things again that we are doing for tackling the bot problem on the ecosystem. So,
Mm.
one aspect is that we are waiting for the proof of humanity to be implemented by the IC ecosystem itself. So, people's parties is one thing which Dominic from IC has already suggested. So we are just
Mm.
still awaiting details on how we can implement something like a proof of humanity for our DApp also, so that people who are using the platform can be verified as real users. That is one.
Mm.
The second thing that we are also trying out is that how can you do some kind of verification while you are taking the tokens out. So essentially, you will be
Mm.
able to earn a lot of tokens while even if there are bots, but you will not be able to utilize those tokens unless you have proven yourself to be a human.
Oh
So
yeah.
these are two primary things that currently we are trying to implement. But also at the same time, we are hoping that really soon the IC ecosystem will have some kind of uh, you know uh, thing that they have created for tackling the bots problem, not just across
Mm-hmm.
our project but across the entire ecosystem.
That's a good
So
Yeah.
idea.
we are
Yeah.
waiting for any kind of feature. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, we are still, again, very early and still in the building process, and there are just so many things that we could still implement. And
Mhm.
I can see that happening in the near future, actually. Maybe, and maybe within 2022, we're not sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that they would really prioritize again the
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
security
Yeah.
among
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
the entire blockchain. So yeah,
uh,
that's good.
That is
So
true.
hopefully we answered your question, Kurisu. There's still so many questions here,
wow,
but
nice.
yeah, but
Go ahead. Let's
we
get
know.
more.
Are you?
Let's get
Is
those
that
hard questions.
So
all
I
yeah.
think,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, let's take, a couple of more questions and then, you can just wrap up. That
okay.
is fine. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
here's
Okay.
one from Mikoy. Is there a fee, or do we need to buy your token first before having an account to use your app, or is it free?
So essentially, while you log in for the first time, we are doing an airdrop for all the new users coming in. So which means
Mm-hmm.
if you are logging on to the app starting next week, you will get some free tokens to interact with the entire platform, and then subsequently. So right now you would not be able to buy. You can earn while performing different tasks on the platform. So be it moderation, be it playing a game, which I just showcased, which is Hot or Not, or by just logging
Mm-hmm.
on to the app regularly. So you don't need to pay a fee, or you don't need to buy the token to interact with the entire application for now.
So only if,
It's
again,
free.
if you want to
It's free
participate
for,
in, yeah. So that's good. I mean, that's also one barrier of entry that we see in other platforms where they have to pay first. Or
yeah.
so it's nice to hear that it's going to be free and more accessible to people. So how about
Yeah.
this one from France Radi? Will multiple accounts be welcome?
So you can
Oh.
create multiple accounts, but you would not be able to take out your tokens from the platform unless you verify that
Oh
you
yeah,
are,
it goes back
a
to that
real human.
verification.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So essentially, right now we are not stopping people from creating multiple accounts, because
Mm-hmm.
as a creator on the app, your interest might be automobiles, or your interest might be some kind of
Oh
dance or
yeah, that's a
music or
good
any other thing.
point. Mm-hmm.
So you can create multiple accounts by putting up different kinds of videos, but essentially you would
Mm-hmm.
need to verify while you're taking your tokens out that you are the same person creating all these accounts. But also at
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
same time, while you are creating these accounts, we never ask for real world information from you.
Yeah.
So we
It's
don't would want to know your name, your age,
yeah.
where you live from. We
Mm-hmm.
don't need any kind of information. It is up to you to showcase, in case you would want to showcase your actual information, or
Yeah.
you can just choose to go anonymous on the platform.
Mm-hmm. I love that you also have anonymity as an option, because many of the users here, and especially in the crypto space, they prefer having that online persona. It's not, uh, yeah, a huge part of it is protecting your identity, of course, and your personal information,
Yeah.
but also it makes more of an exciting experience when you have, again, a separate online persona. So that's a good question, Franz Radi. I hope
Thank
that
you,
was
Franz.
answered.
Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much, Franz.
And
Uh,
some of these, I think we've mentioned, like the
yeah.
differences and the core points. But if you could share or like summarize everything, if you could pick maybe just the top three points that makes goBazzinga different from what we have now,
Yes.
what would those be?
Yeah. So the founders of goBazzinga are not the owners, to be pretty clear. All the users are owners, and we are just working for the users. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, if users of the platform, you tell us that you would want this feature to be launched or that feature to be launched, we'll hear your voice first and get
Yeah.
on to work. So we'll build for you, not just for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever money that comes across, we do not want to keep it for goBazzinga. We would want to split it between all the owners of the platform. So essentially, if you are using the platform,
The
you are also owning
users.
the
Yeah.
platform, and whatsoever money comes into the entire organization will go back to the owners, which are actually the users, which currently,
Mm-hmm.
again,
Yeah.
does not happen across. Third thing
Yeah.
is, any type of content that you create, you will start monetizing that content from day one. it is just not possible on any other platform that you start putting up content and your content starts getting any kind of earnings. The last
Yeah.
but not the least, if you are just a viewer who has just come to view content and not actually create content, this is the only platform across the globe right now wherein you can just come in as a lurker, just want to view the content, and you have a possibility to earn money. So yeah, so all these four things I think are the differentiating factor between any other centralized social media that you say and
Agree.
goBazzinga. And at the end, all users are the owners. I'm just repeating the same thing, once more, that if you are a user on a platform, just consider yourself to be an owner.
I agree.
That's
And
nice.
those are very, very strong points
Yep.
that I think are, you know, things that people are looking into now. So I'm
Yeah.
again, it's so exciting. It's so exhilarating to be a part of this very,
Would
very
you,
early on.
Rishi? Would you be needing some volunteers, Filipino volunteers, to help you on your project?
Yeah, if that is possible, we would be really helpful. Would
Oh,
love to
that's
have some
amazing.
volunteers
Yeah.
from Filipino and get a whole lot of millions of people from Philippines using the
Mhm.
goBazzinga app in the coming
Yeah.
months. So would be happy to see that.
We'll tell them to DM you guys.
Please reach out to us, on our Twitter, Discord channels. DM us. You can find me on Twitter also. I
Mhm.
think we can just share the link below, so you can just
Yeah.
DM me directly, and would be happy to have a chat with you.
That'd
Yeah.
be so, so great. Again, thank you so much, Richie. I know you're probably so busy, but you still took the time
Yeah.
to really talk to us and answer all of our questions regarding your
By the
project.
way, Rishi, I really like your background.
It's a real
Very
background.
nature.
It's so
Actually a real
relaxing.
Nature.
background. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
Relaxing.
that's
sitting. Yeah,
amazing.
It's
I'm sitting
nice.
in the hills. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
I love that. Outside the city.
Yeah, outside
Uh,
the city. This is, wherein we work best from.
nice. Agree,
Hopefully
agree.
from the Philippines too. Maybe you can
Yeah,
Yeah, you
drop
can visit
by.
us
definitely. So I
here.
would be happy to, come to Philippines and meet you guys in person and, have
We'll
a
do
look
a
at the
live.
beautiful country.
Yeah, we'll do
Oh,
a
that'd be
live
so great.
IRL.
It'd be awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We hope to have you
Thank you
back
so much,
here.
Madan Mohan.
Maybe
Thank
for
you
another
very much.
episode to showcase if you have like
Sure,
more
would love to.
updates. Oh, that'd be great.
Thank you
Thank
so much, Madan
you.
Mohan. Thank you so much, Ape and Crypto.
Thank you very
Take
Thank
much,
care.
you.
Richie.
Thank you so much.
More
Bye.
Have a
Have
power.
a
great
great
day ahead.
day.
Have a
Thank
great
you
day.
so
Bye
much,
bye.
everybody. Bye. Have a
Yeah.
great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.